was called The Plans to Assassinate Hitler. I've actually been meaning to watch this one for a while.
Adolf Hitler is giving a speech in a beer hall in Munich. Right behind him in the column, a bomb has been hidden away. And it is about to go off. The German carpenter and Nazi opponent Georg Elser has planned this moment for months. He knew Hitler would be here tonight. He knew when exactly the Führer would give a speech. Elser installed explosives with a time fuse. At exactly 9:20 p.m., his bomb is supposed to detonate. The explosion causes the entire ceiling above the podium to collapse. 63 people get injured, 8 die. But Hitler isn't one of them.
How?
He left the beer hall earlier than expected at 9:07 p.m. Georg Elser failed. But this was just one of many attempts to assassinate Hitler.
So like all from like inside men though? Like people that got inside? I'm assuming they're like probably like CIA plants?
40. Today we take a look at some
you
of
said
the
almost
most
40?
Hitler. One of almost 40.
Jeez.
Today we take a look at some of the most spectacular plans to rid the world of the Nazi leader. Why did they all fail? How did he keep getting away? Was Hitler just that lucky? Or was there more to it?
What?
This
bro, they really
is
try to
Henning
take
von
bro out
Tresckow,
though.
a first general staff officer in the Wehrmacht. At first, he's a supporter of Hitler when he seizes power in 1933. But that will soon change. Tresckow's turning point comes in 1941, when Germany attacks the Soviet Union. He thinks Hitler's invasion is military madness. He thinks they will lose the war. But Tresckow also has moral concerns. He knows about the mass murder of Jewish people. He knows what the regime is doing. A resolve forms within him. He's convinced that this mad dictator must be stopped at all cost. And in spring of 1943, Tresckow makes his move. He manages to persuade...
Like, was he really like that? Like, bro, I mean, I understand, yeah, he was like crazy, you know what I'm saying? Like, definitely strong influence, feel me? Like, because if he could just talk, you know what I'm saying, verbally, and just get a bunch of people on his side, like, hey, bruh, you know what I'm saying? Just words alone got y'all hating, you know, a certain demographic of people. That's kind of crazy, bruh. I'm gonna be honest. I don't know what kind of, you know what I'm saying, what kind of stuff he was spitting out. He must have been spitting straight fire into that mic, though. I'm gonna be honest. But, I mean, he had bro on his side until he started, like, you know, actually thinking with his noggin. So then, what is this called? It's called the 2 bottles? Okay. They want to not beat my girl. So, like, what did she do yesterday?
His commander-in-chief Günther von Kluge to invite Hitler to Smolensk in the Soviet Union. Here, Tresckow is stationed, and the Führer agrees. On March the 13th, 1943, he makes a stopover in Smolensk on his flight from Vinnytsia to his headquarters in East Prussia. At lunch, Tresckow asks Lieutenant Colonel Heinz Brandt, who is traveling with Hitler on the plane, for a favor. Brandt is to deliver a package containing 2 bottles of Cointreau cognac to a friend of Trescow's in East Prussia. Tresckow tells him that he lost a bet. Instead of 2 bottles of alcohol, however, the package contains a bomb with a detonator. Tresckow wants to feign.
But it's like, okay, is he going to have him carrying the thing, though? Because it's like, come on, gang. 2 bottles of alcohol isn't even like, come on, bro. Like, there's no way that weighs the same amount. I would think. I'd be like, damn, this shit heavy as hell. Like, what the fuck? Like, I'm like, is there actually 2 bottles in here? I'll be like, oh, shit, there's a bomb in here. Yo, what the fuck? I'm like, did he get this shit on purpose? I'm like, I gotta get the fuck off this, like, plane, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's what would be going through my head. Because I'm just like, why would you even, like, what, bro? But clearly they're not thinking that far ahead, though. Because, you know, what is this, like 1930 or some shit?
An airplane accident. His co-conspirator, Fabian von Schlabrendorf, secretly activates the time pencil and then hands the package to Brandt. The plane takes off at around 3 p.m. On board are Hitler, Brandt, and the bomb.
I guess it wouldn't even really matter then, yeah, because it's on board. So that just mean the plane just gonna crash.
The bomb is supposed to explode within an hour. Schlabrendorff set the timer by crushing a glass vial filled with a corrosive liquid in the time pencil. The airplane should crash at about the height of Minsk.
Did it work?
But Hitler lands in his headquarters unscathed. Brandt had packed the package in the cold cargo hold. The acid detonator had frozen.
Oh,
Tresco
brother.
immediately calls Heinz Brandt and tells him that he accidentally gave him the wrong package. The next day, Schlabrendorff flies to East Prussia, exchanges the package with 2 bottles of cognac, and defuses the bomb. Producing videos like this one takes a lot of time, and we actually deal with math and silence. An annual assassination attempt failed, but he didn't get caught either. In fact, he was part of a sworn circle of military resistance fighters determined to kill Hitler.
Wow, that's kind of crazy. I didn't know they, I honestly just figured, they all just kind of fucked with him. Low key, I didn't even think there was that many people that was really trying to take bro out. And then he just, be narrowly escaping, without even knowing, that they trying to take bro out. It's kind of fucked up.
And they were far from giving up. A key figure in the group was Lieutenant Colonel Klaus Schenk Graf.
There's no way he didn't know, though, at this point. Or I'm sure, maybe, the first couple attempts. But it's at that point, weird things just keep on happening to all the places and shit that you're at. You gotta start second-guessing some shit, bro. Second-guessing your inner circle. Second-guessing who you talking to and shit.
Stauffenberg. Over the years, he became the head of the military.
Stauffenberg. God damn. But German people be having some crazy-ass names, bro.
Conspiracy. Tresco and Stauffenberg were close companions, and they were always looking for a new opportunity to eliminate the Führer. They didn't have to wait for long.
Uniform conspiracy.
Fast forward 9 months. This is Axel Freiherr.
Took 9 months to make this plan?
Von dem Busche. He's an officer, almost 2 meters tall, blonde, and has blue eyes. He truly embodies the Nazi
2 meters is 6 feet, right?
Ideal. This appearance is supposed to provide him with the perfect opportunity to kill Hitler. Von dem Busche and a group of other soldiers are to present the new Wehrmachtsuniform to Hitler at his headquarters. Von dem Busche plans to use a hidden British hand grenade to blow himself up along with the dictator. But then in Berlin, a railroad wagon is destroyed by an Allied bomb. It contained the new uniforms. No uniforms, no presentation. The meeting is postponed. By then, Von dem Busche isn't an option anymore. Just 1 month earlier, he was seriously wounded. One of his legs had to be amputated.
What?
Instead, Stauffenberg now wants the 21-year-old Lieutenant Ewald Heinrich von Kleist to trade his life for Hitler's death. The young lieutenant takes his time to think about it and agrees. Von Kleist is ready to do the job and prepares. But Hitler cancels the appointment on short notice. On July 7th, 1944...
So I'm saying, bro, he gotta know, bro. There's just no way, he has to know.
The presentation of the new Wehrmacht uniforms finally takes place at a castle near Salzburg. This time, Major General Helmut Stief is chosen as the assassin. He too is part of the resistance group. The odds of success are extremely high. An explosion at that distance is nearly unsurvivable. It's the perfect opportunity. Then, at the last minute, Stief hesitates and backs out.
What?
Sure, he wants to see Hitler dead, but he isn't willing to sacrifice his life for it.
Bro, if that's the case, bro, just... because then you would die anyways. I was about to say, you could just take that bitch, unpin the grenade, roll that bitch over to him. At that point, you know what I'm saying? Y'all playing hot potato with that bitch. But... Fuck. Yeah, I'm about to say, even if he does kill him, I'm sure, these guys will just be yo, you took out the commander. You're dead. You know what I mean? Treason or some shit. So, yeah, that shit, yeah, you can't even really do that either, bro. Damn, he backed out. That was the one, bro. Bro, if the little lieutenant was ready to give his life up, bro, you could have did that shit, gang. Come on, bro, lock in.
Yet the group around Stauffenberg doesn't give up. They plan a new attack. This time, Stauffenberg wants to do it himself. He aims not only to kill Hitler, but also to bring down the entire Nazi regime in one coordinated strike.
Okay.
In the early morning of July 20th, 1944, Stauffenberg and First Lieutenant Werner von Haeften fly from Berlin to the Führer's headquarters. Stauffenberg is to report on the Eastern Front at a meeting with Hitler. It presents the perfect opportunity for Stauffenberg. He plans to arm 2 bombs in his briefcase, place it near Hitler during the meeting, and leave the room before the bombs go off. Then,
alright, bro, like, you know what I mean? Like, that's what I'm saying, though. Like, he has to understand, at this point, this is the at least third, like, known attempt that, like, somebody's trying to get him. Specifically from the inner circle. He probably has other people trying to kill him, too. So it's like, bro, somebody just randomly runs up on you with this heavy ass briefcase, drops off some shit, and then runs off. Brother, I would be fucking out of there. I'm not finna be sticking around for that shit, bro.
He plans to fly back to Berlin, where he and other resistance fighters plan to take over power after Hitler's death. At the Führer's headquarters, Stauffenberg learns that the time of the meeting has been changed. Due to a visit of the Italian dictator Benito Mussolini, it is moved forward by half an hour. At around 12:15, Stauffenberg pretends to want to change his shirt. Together with Haeften, he wants to secretly activate the time fuse for the bomb before the meeting begins. But they get interrupted and told to hurry not to be late for the meeting. Therefore, they can only arm...
You imagine, like, oh, hurry up, don't be late for the meeting, and it's like they over here loading up this damn suitcase with timed explosives, bro. Like, okay, we'll be there soon.
One
like,
of the
what?
2 explosives. So Stauffenberg doesn't pack the second one and leaves it with Haeften. He then enters the meeting. He puts his briefcase down near his target at the end of the table. Hitler and the bomb are now separated by only about 1.3 meters. Stauffenberg gives his report and then immediately leaves the room, supposedly to make an important phone call. Everything is going according to plan. A few minutes later, Hitler leans over the table to further discuss war strategy, and the bomb detonates.
Oh!
Stauffenberg watches the explosion from 200 meters away and is certain. Hitler is finally dead. He flies back to Berlin with Haeften to continue Operation Valkyrie. They plan to blame the SS and the Gestapo for Hitler's death. Then they want to take power and put an end to the Nazi dictatorship. But Operation Valkyrie failed. In the meeting room, the pressure wave caused the ceiling to collapse, and there's now a gaping hole in the floor where the briefcase once stood. The loud explosion ruptured the eardrums of almost everyone present. 4 people die, almost all of the others are injured. Only 2 people got off lightly. One of them is Adolf Hitler. The fact that Hitler leaned over the table during the explosion saved his life. He was only thrown slightly upwards by the force of the explosion. If Stauffenberg had also placed a second bomb in his briefcase, the explosion probably also would have killed Hitler. With the failed assassination attempt on Hitler,
they were that
the
close.
planned coup to end the Nazi regime also fails only a few hours later. Stauffenberg and the 3 other main plotters are shot that very night in the courtyard of the Blender block. Those are the headquarters of the General Army Office, and it was the heart of military resistance. 200 other co-conspirators also get executed. It is the last known attempt to assassinate Hitler. On April the 30th, 1945, Hitler committed in the Führerbunker in Berlin. Why did Hitler survive again and again?
No, I'm saying, bro, like, I ain't gonna lie, bro. It probably just had to be, like, the only explanation I have, bro. It's just aura. Like, dead ass. Like, that's the only thing they, like, bro, you just can't blow up somebody like that. You know what I'm saying? He got flak jacket. That's, like, literally the only thing I can think of.
In video recordings, we almost always see Hitler walking around alone. That was part of his image as an invincible, untouchable dictator. But in reality, Hitler had made many precautions to protect himself. He had many highly trained
body. Bro, what? Like, bro had all 200 people in the resistance just, like, dropped. You know, like, there were 40 attempts to take him out. Like, bro, you know how crazy that shit gotta be? Like, for you to just think, like, at any point, bro, this is attempt number 40. for somebody to, I don't know, drop a hand grenade in my fucking pocket and then leave the room or some shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Catch me showering and throw a fucking bomb underneath the sink. Like, what the fuck? You know what I'm like? But that's crazy. You can't think one time like, damn, shit, maybe I am the asshole. Well, we didn't have Reddit back then, so I guess he wouldn't have known.
Guards. A special security service checked all routes and locations meticulously before Hitler arrived. His whereabouts were top secret. He was always well protected when he traveled by train, car, or plane.
So that's probably why they were telling him to leave early. Because, like, the bomb might have been, like, you know what I'm saying? Bro. And it's like he knew all of that shit. Like, bro, like, yo, he was too smart for his own good, bro. He just used the shit for the wrong reasons, gang.
He had his own pilot and cook. He always had his meals tasted by his personal doctor before he started eating.
Damn, that shit. I feel like that job would kind of suck though. Like if I'm the personal what the fuck he just call him, personal assistant?
Cook. He always had his meals tasted by his personal doctor before he started.
Oh, personal doctor. I guess it's a little different. But like that shit, like, bro, like, damn, bro, I gotta taste all your fucking food, gang. Like you eat like spinach soup, bro. Like, I'm not trying to eat that shit, you know? I'm sure nobody did nothing to it, bro. It's just green because of the fucking spinach. It's not poison. Like, I don't need to try that shit, bro. It's the same shit from yesterday, you know? But it's like, and then, like, you either try it or that nigga killing you. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, there ain't really much of a difference, I'm sure. So it's like, fuck, bro. So that's a tough job, bro. That's a tough job to have.
All to
oh my gosh, what if you're allergic to, like, you got like a peanut addiction, and then like he wants you to try this PB&J that the chef had like grilled. It's like a grilled PB&J sandwich, and you're just like, fuck, bro. Like, I'm gonna have like, we don't got no EpiPen available. Like, I don't even have them shits back then.
Minimize the risk of an assassination. Besides these security precautions, Hitler pursued a special tactic. He allegedly once said, "Das einzige Gegenmittel ist ein unstetes Leben," which means the only antidote is an unsteady life. He often changed his routes, cancelled trips at short notice, came earlier to meetings than planned, or left events earlier than expected. We don't know if and how a successful assassination would have changed Germany's history.
I don't think it would have. I was thinking that too. I was like, because he had so many people that were bought in to, like, the ideologies and shit, that, like, I don't think just, like, him going out would have changed much of anything. Like, if anything, it probably would have just highlighted the resistance fighters a lot more. And then, like, we would have still been talking about, like, the new leader who stepped up after he, like, blew up in this fucking planning room or whatever, right? Like, that shit is crazy though, bro. Like, Dave put his hands on the table, bro. Shit saved his life for real. Like, what?
What would have happened if Hitler had just stayed 13 minutes longer in the beer hall in 1939?
True.
Could millions of Jews have been saved if one of almost 40 recorded attempts would have succeeded? Or would someone else in the regime simply have taken his place?
Yeah, I think somebody else would have,
We'll never
bro.
know.
I don't think it's just like a one person type, like, you know. I'm a sub though. That was a good vid. Did he not think they'd notice him? He's bright blue. That's fair. That's fair. That's fair.